The company that I run is called Enda. Enda means go in Swahili. We are making Kenyan running shoes in conjunction with Kenyan athletes. Our inspiration to make Kenyan running shoes came from the fact that we realized that Kenya doesn't really benefit much from her reputation in running. If you look, for example, at the Italians, they're really great in fashion, and everybody associates their mastery with fashion with the goods that they produce. So they make a ton of money from that reputation. Another example is if you consider the Germans. They are also known, they have a reputation for precision, and people always believe that anything coming out of Germany, for example, the cars, they have really great precision and engineering, and as a result of that reputation, they also make a ton of money. If you think about Kenya, though, we have the best runners in the world. Like in terms of long distance running, they come from Kenya. And the only benefit the country gets is in prize money, or if some of the athletes are used in marketing by global running companies. And that doesn't really translate into much. So what we are doing as Enda is basically bringing the benefits of the running industry back to the home of running champions. Making shoes is not easy. Yeah, something we have learned. One of the challenges is always capital, like kind of just being a company that's starting this, not just in Kenya, but on the continent, and having to basically have the machinery and the equipment that is necessary to make it happen. We basically went around to literally every shoe factory that we could find and just talking to them and saying, what are your capacities? Are you willing to do this project? And we got a lot of no's. Everyone's like, no, this is too ambitious, or you really think that could happen? We got a lot of no's, and by the time we ended up finding the local manufacturer that we're working with in Kenya, it was really amazing to meet a young dynamic team that was basically like, okay, that looks interesting, like we could do that, but first it was difficult to find a local partner because we wanted to make them in Kenya. Everybody was like, make them in China. Like, no, we are making them in Kenya. So one thing that is super important in our world is basically having business to be involved in the communities that they create. And especially in Africa, we have seen a lot of extractive industries that have left communities desolate or worse than they were before. And that is something that we want to change as Enda. So as a business, we commit a percentage of revenue to community development projects. And when I speak about revenue, I really emphasize it's revenue, not profit, because it means we are in the long road together with the community. If we succeed, they succeed. And it also helps them be invested in our success. And I think it is possible to live in a world where businesses actually invest in their communities as part of their core strategy and not like a side thing where they do like corporate social responsibility at the end of it. So that's one thing that's really important to us as Enda as a brand, and I think should be emulated by a lot of companies, especially those that operate in Africa.